Hello guys, we are here today for a Facebook Live video. We're going to make a beautiful card. I want you to come on a scenic journey, on a scenic adventure with me to make this gorgeous card. This card reminds me of one of my favorite places to be, and that's just out in nature, hiking. I'm actually looking right out the window and it just started raining here. So this card is going to bring us the warmth, not the heat, but the just serene warm that we need this time of year, not the sweltering Arkansas. So we are using the Scenic Adventure bundle today. That's what we're using. My name is Cogbill. My business is papermadeprettier.com, and I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this with your friends on Facebook, check out my Facebook every week at 1 Central on Wednesday, and you'll see a gorgeous video with me making a fantastic card. I was inspired by a card that I received from my friend Cass Rifkin, and I had this bundle. I just hadn't used it yet. Isn't that gorgeous? Yes, yes. So I had the bundle. I just hadn't played with it yet. And to be honest, the dies a little bit intimidated me. Not really. I could just tell that it was going to be a process. But when I got that card, I said, get it out and play with it. So that's what I did. You won't see this in a catalog. It's Hello Barb. It's only online, so it's an online exclusive product. I don't know if you know this, but I'm estimating, this is not official, but I'm estimating that about 30% of our gorgeous products are online right now. So if you're not online, you are missing out, okay? All right, so we are going to start with, now I got this idea for this card from Mary Deathridge, and then I noticed that it looks like she got the idea for the card from Stampin' Up. So we like to get ideas from other people. Now I adapted this a little bit because I wanted a pink sky. You guys know that time of day where the sky is pink. That's my favorite time of day. I love a pink sky. So I started with a piece of Petal pink. Now I did write these measurements out here for you, except for I did change one. I changed this one to 1 1/4. I thought it was easier, in my opinion. Okay, so we're going to start with we're going to start with stamping. Why not start with stamping? So I'm going to use the stamp from the set that it can be a mountain or a cloud. Honestly, we're going to use it as a cloud. And we are going to stamp this in Petal Pink on Petal Pink. Now, depending on how juicy your Petal Pink is, you can stamp off onto something else, but mine is not super juicy, and so I'm just going to stamp directly on here. And you want to offset it and not stamp it the exact same way every time, and that's going to do it for me because all this is going to be covered. So that's just a little extra bell and whistle for the background. It's scenic, so we want it to be super scenic. Now, I love this. This is why I love looking at other people's ideas. Mary got this piece of designer paper from the gallery, Blooms designer paper. By the way, this is one that we kind of joked that we weren't really sure what to do with, but I know what to do with it. Purple Mountain Majesty. This is exactly what I was thinking when I came to this card. Now, you've got a little piece of cardstock of designer paper, and I think I actually ended up cutting this down. Let's see if that's about 4. No, I would cut this to about 3 inches. It doesn't really matter, but what you're going to do is each of your little strips that you're going to die cut, you're going to start with a strip. And so your strips will kind of help them not be so bulky when they're layering, and kind of help you line them up. So I started with a little bit bigger strip for the mountain, and I did go ahead and die cut this for you so you wouldn't have to watch me die cut like 8 times. So I just lined that die up with the top of my paper and cut out this mountain. Okay, now don't glue it down yet because we're gonna want to eyeball it. Now I am gonna show y'all how to run this die cut, so, but I'm not gonna show y'all 8 times. We are going to use our piece of Pool Party. I'm sorry, Lost Lagoon. Now, again, I would not have thought about that for trees, but that's what Stampin' Up! Did. I got lots of shadows here. It's pretty cloudy out, so let me grab my lamp and get it better positioned for a little bit more light. Okay, that should help. Okay, so we are going to just line up the top of that die cut with our tree. Voila. And then you have a tree line, okay? So gorgeous, so gorgeous. Now I have cut with this die 2 straight lines there. So I've got Old Olive and Granny Apple Green. We're gonna layer those. Now I will tell you, when you're cutting these, like cut one like over here and then offset the other one to over here, if that makes sense, so they're not cut exactly the same, so that way they'll layer really cool. And then, so we've got all of our die cut pieces ready to rock and roll, and then we're going to take a little piece of Pool Party, and we're going to use the stamp in this set that is water, and we're just going to take Pool Party and stamp on Pool Party. Nothing fancy here. Now I'm going to stamp this off and just see what it looks like. I like it both ways. You decide. You can even kind of like stamp it off some and not stamp it off some. You don't have to be careful with this. You're just getting a little water pattern on your Pool Party layer. And that's your little water. Now, there's also a die cut for that, so if you want to die cut your water, you can. But I just wanted to have some stamping on it just for some variety. Okay, so now what we're going to do is eyeball this. Now, oh, let's do our stamping because we do have to give room for our sentiment. Now, you could cut out a little white something and stick your sentiment on, but I'm a fan of fast. And if you're going to go through all these layers, why not just put your sentiment right on your card? So I'm just putting "You're amazing" right there in the sky. It's bold, it's big because you are. All right, so now we know kind of we can't get our mountain much higher than that. And then let's just eyeball things to make sure. And we're just gonna line these up like so. And then our little water. So that's perfect. I'm actually gonna shift this down a little and there. Shift that down a little. Oh, I'm very happy with that. All right. Now I'm gonna hold these kind of together and then gonna slide this. There's really no rocket science to how you do this, but that way I kind of remember where that was. And then we're just gonna get our glue and we're gonna start layering these down. Now you guys know you don't see me using glue very much, but this is a great use of glue. You don't want any extra layers of thickness here, so you don't want to use dimensionals or anything like that for certain. So glue works well. get some there. And I'm just gonna eyeball this one more time to make sure that I'm good. I'm gonna layer my old olive here. It's a very forgiving layer, like, because you've got that pool party down there at the bottom, so you can kind of like do whatever you want here. And the last thing, I debated whether to put that pool party layer on with the dimensional, but I don't like want the water to like be sticking out, right? So I just stuck that down with glue. And you might even set a little block on it and walk away to let that really jive. And then I cut some Mossy Meadow trees out with this die cut. I've used that for many cards already this season. They will be perfect. These trees will be gorgeous at Christmas, but they look great for our Colorado Rocky Mountain scene, or Ozark Mountain, whatever. No need to pack your tent. Oh yes, they are so pretty, Barb, and there's a lot of pieces, yes, but no need to pack up your tent and get hot and sweaty. Just go on a scenic adventure with this die cut set. I wonder if you're watching this, do you like camping? I will answer that. I don't like to camp in a tent. I like to be in a cabin and then go for a hike. That's my kind of girly. That's kind of a girly I am. And I didn't use this one on the other card, but since I have it, I'm gonna sneak it in there because I've already cut it. Let's see, where can we stick it? It's a little, he's kind of going his own way over here. All right. So all of that, now, if you have, you can see I was on camera, so I wasn't super tedious. If you have a little extra action going on over here, just snip it off. The last thing I'm going to do is I want to frame this on a frame. So this pink piece was 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So this is just 5 1/4 by 4. And that gives us a nice little frame for our gorgeous scenery that we have created. And then I didn't want it to, like, I wanted the scenery to speak for itself, so I did not add embellishments or ribbon. I don't think it needs embellishments or ribbon. I would rarely say that, but in this case, I don't. And I just put it on a piece of basic beige cardstock because I wanted those colors to pop and the neutrals to just fade into the scene, which I believe that I achieved that. All right, so isn't that just gorgeous? It makes me want to go dust off my hiking shoes and take off on a hike. So you want to pick up the Scenic Adventures bundle. It's online. Yes, Barb, I agree. I'm not a fan. Plus, I'm not a fan of all the people that are out in campgrounds. Papermadeprettyart.com. The bundle is $49.50. It's $165 $468 if you're having trouble with looking for it. Here's all our measurements. Now, I put a reminder here to show you my Christmas cards. I have already started designing for my Christmas card series. This is number 1 of 3. So by the end of the series, you're going to make 8 cards each. We're going to have one in August, September, and October. By the end, you'll have 24 Christmas cards because you'll make 8 each month. But the first one was with the Jar of Joy, and it makes me so happy. So go ahead, click the link here. I'll put it in the comment of this video as soon as I get done, and I'll put it in the description on YouTube for you to sign up. The deadline for that first class is August 25th, so make sure and do that. All right, guys, have a great week, and you are amazing. Bye.